Thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. I obviously saw a lot of you on the live stream over the weekend. Are you in Brisbane? Did you have to travel much for that one, or was that an easy one?
No, so that's it's a bit of a far away for me. I have to travel pretty much to every competition I go to. I live about 2 hours outside of Melbourne. So it was a decent drive to Melbourne where I left my car at Zaid Chowdhury's house for the week because his folks are really lovely and they let me do that sort of thing. And then I flight up to Brisbane and go on from there. But no, it was a lovely. It's lovely to get out of the Victorian weather. It's a bit dreary at the best of times.
Yeah, nice.
Nice to get a week in sunny, lovely Brisbane and see all my friends. It was a lovely time.
Yeah. Did you guys? Did anyone go and see the rugby league final while you were in Brisbane? 'Cause I was watching it.
Uh, yeah, there was a couple watching it at our post nationals dinner. I know
Um.
Mitchell Anderson is a Queensland local, and he was pretty keen on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody went there after the competition. At least none of the guys from our group did.
It was such a good game. It was so good. I really loved it. Anyway, enough about that sport. Tell me about how you went. First of all, like how did you get on personally at Osnats? You got a record, hey?
Yeah, I got I broke my own 5x5 blindfolded single OCR, which I wasn't particularly expecting, but nice to get PRs in Nats final. That's always, I would say that's a positive.
That's a treat.
Um, Yeah, no, absolutely. That was an interesting round. I won two national titles in 4x4 blind and 5x5 blind. So they're my two main events. I was very pleased to do well on those, and I won both of those after DNFing the first two solves and then clutching a good single on the last. So I need to stop probably doing it that way. I would like more national titles, but it's probably not good for the heart, for the brain to have to put myself through two DNFs and then having to deal with that.
That's a
But
lot to deal with.
anywho. It is a lot to deal with, but no. So yeah, I had those two golds, had a silver as well. I yielded a gold to Felix Williams in multi-blind, who I am absolutely ecstatic for. They've been the best multi-blinder in Australia for quite some time, given my retirement, and I'm extremely, extremely pleased for them that they, at long last, have a national title under their belt.
Yeah, nice. Very good. Glad to hear that. And so the stream, how did the tell me about the sort of the mechanics, I suppose. It was because it was a relatively low key setup. Like compared to some of the things we see nowadays, compared to Worlds, for example, low key setup. But I feel like you guys held it down pretty well. Like there wasn't too much going wrong that I saw. I didn't see every second of it, but I saw a fair bit. It seemed to hold together quite well. Who was running that?
Yeah, so we have a pretty nice core team that we have that's usually behind the scenes for that one. Affectionately, Team Kookaburra, as they're known, goes way back to Oceanics 2022.
Yeah.
We've got a group that's kind of been there since day dot, who's been running those streams for us. I've got Daniel Patton, who unfortunately couldn't be there. These are some of the mainstays of the team, but Daniel did a lot of work behind the scenes, writing code for the graphics and that sort of thing. So a lot of this work gets done at home behind the scenes. But then also at the competition, we had the lovely Queensland locals, or Brisbane locals, I should say, of Mitchell Anderson, who some of you might be familiar with if you're kind of in and around that Queensland area, and then Anup Adhikari moved to Brisbane, I think 2 years ago. They were holding it down on the data side, like the data entry side and the switching scenes and all that sort of thing. So it was really good to have those guys on board. And then also, yeah, we're starting in Australia, I think, really to nail down who our core commentators are. So we had obviously Chris Mills, a friend of the stream, lovely guy. Had him on for a decent amount. Jody Brewster was there too, and then we've got I think had a really good showing from Lockie Stevens from WA. He was there
Yeah.
for Oceanics, but he's a name that I think a lot of people might not have heard of before. But he's an absolutely awesome guy and absolutely rocks it on a commentary mic. I think you can agree if you've watched a bit of that stream.
Yeah, I was very impressed with him. I didn't know who he was until I was watching him commentating, and I was like, oh, okay, who's this fella? Who's this? Love to see that.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. I reckon we're gonna have to get him on for more live streams in the future. But even besides that, the fact that we were able to have so many good guest commentators on. I mean, we had Keaton Ellis and Felix Zemdegs casting the one-handed final. So it's like that's unbelievable that we could just have that sort of thing. Bless the live stream, grace us with their presence, and yeah, we've got a lot of assets at the moment in Australia for live streaming. So it was really, really good. Happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, cool. So I wanted to, I'm going to ask you to, I'm going to mine you for information pretty much about like what the highlights were, what the surprises were, all that kind of stuff. You're in a much better position than I am to know that. But the biggest one, the one I wanted to talk about was old Uncle Felix coming in and taking 3x3. What? That was a surprise,
Yeah, that's
right?
really that's the headline story of the competition, really. Obviously, it's Felix Zemdegs. You can't discount him on paper, but he hasn't won nationals for I think 3 years prior to this. He gave it a miss last year. I think he was overseas working in the UK. 2023, that was a big upset win from Toby Seufert, who ended up coming third this year. But yeah, his last nationals win was in 2022. So after 3 years, bit of a drought by Felix's standards, he comes back. It's his 10th national champion title in 3x3. So he's broken into the double digits now, and you could very clearly tell it meant a lot to him. I think we got him on the live stream afterwards, and you could tell that he'd had probably a few happy tears come out
Oh,
sitting
wow.
on top spot at the nationals podium. It's incredible and really inspiring that after 15 years, Curious Nick points out in chat, after his first national title, it still really means so much to him. It's
That
the fastest. It's his fast. It's the fastest national champion title ever in 3x3 as well. So he's not hanging on. He is getting better.
he's not
He's getting better
done.
all the time. We've never had a sub 6 average in nationals finals before. We actually had two because we saw Riley Dexter earlier on in the finals drop a 592 average, and we thought it was done. We thought it was over. Felix couldn't possibly clutch this one up, and then he just did because he's built different.
The Felix posted a picture from I don't know how many years ago, maybe like 8 or 10 or something, of him and little teeny tiny Riley from back in the day, and just being like, wow, that happened. Wow. Like time
Yeah, how
is,
good is that photo here?
it's so good because Riley's like, quite often you'll see them and they're like a bit younger and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But Riley's like so tiny in that photo. He's so little. James saying pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Felix likes that photo quite a lot. Actually, he brought it up after I think Felix lost to Riley in 3x3 for the first time at some Ballarat competition like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. It's a great photo. I'd bring it out on every occasion too if I was either of them.
Yeah. So the way it ended up, Felix first, Riley second, Toby third, Chris Mills fourth. Oh my gosh, just missing out on the podium there. But he wouldn't have counted. He wouldn't have got a podium spot though, would he? He would have got bumped. But anyway, what I was going to ask was, who were the problems for Felix in 3x3? Who was like the favorite? I can't get the psych sheet anymore, so I don't even know. Would it have been Riley?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of expecting Riley to do very well. He's been a bit unlucky in terms of 3x3 head-to-head finals. He probably should have so many more like Oceanic wins and national championship wins than he does in 3x3. It just seems like it's a coin toss every single time, and every single time he's just on the very, very wrong side of it. Like it's only slight. I think this nationals he lost by 0.02 of a second on the average. Oceanics was by 0.02, I think, as well. Last nationals was by 0.03, so I think he was the main person everyone was thinking to kind of get himself in the shake-up. And he really gave it a good go with that finals average, that first sub 6. That was the first sub 6 we ever seen in a nationals final. So
Yeah, I see that
that
here.
was sweet.
The 592, and then Felix came swinging with the 59. Was that PR? That can't be PR for Felix. No,
No. Felix has that 553
of course.
OCR average still. Which actually he got really close to in the second round of that one. He got, I think, a tied PR2 average of 559. So he really did bring his A game to this competition. Like, he didn't come to mess around. He came to fight.
Isn't that interesting? That the distance between his first and last comps, or first and last national championships, 15 years. There's cubers in the game who haven't been alive that long, and he's
Yeah.
still coming and landing PRs. Absolutely incredible. What a wonderful story. Because he didn't sign up for much either. Hey, like you would normally expect to see him in some big cube stuff, but he wasn't really competing in a lot.
Yeah, he ended up just coming up for the weekend. So he just came up for the Saturday and Sunday. And with the way the schedule worked out, that just meant that all of like the big cubes, your 4, 5, 6, one-handed as well, he just missed out on those first rounds, so couldn't compete. But it meant that I guess he could pull all of his focus into 3x3 and 2x2. I think he competed in as well. Sure, he places a lot of importance on his 2x2 results these days. But yeah, but that was good for us because it meant that we got him on the live stream quite a bit. He just had all this spare time on the last day after semi-finals, where it's just looking to fill in time, so we could get him on stream quite a bit.
Yeah. So Cheggins, tell me about Mr. Cheggins because he had some stuff going on as
Oh
well.
boy,
Hey.
double-edged sword, isn't it? On that second round of 3x3 blindfolded, he plus two'd out of a 13.77 world record 3x3 blind mean, and it was yeah, and it was an actual plus two out of it as well because it was on the last solve. It wasn't one of those ones where it's like plus two on the second solve. What could have been on the last one? No, he had world record and just plus two'd out of it on the very last solve. Still gets an OCR mean, which is absolutely insane that you can just plus two, like add 2 whole seconds onto your like counting times and still get an oceanic record. I think it was 14.44. I think was the OCR. But yeah, showing a lot of potential for that WR mean. It's gonna come sooner rather than later, we think, for Cheggins.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's unstoppable, eh? Like he's just
He's got a world champion title behind him now. Like
Yeah.
he's got so much confidence from that. It's just like it's only a matter of time at this point.
I was just about to say that's the word, isn't it? Just that confidence, just that ability to back himself, and just even with that plus two, I did see that one actually, and he drove that solve out like he was just powering through the moves. It looked so good and so strong. But like, what was the deal with the plus two? Did it hit the timer or was it just an execution error?
That I'm not particularly sure about. I know what he said in the what he said in the after round interview was that he had a few, I think, maybe mistakes early in execution, and so he was
he
really
did.
just trying to hammer home the last like couple seconds of execution to try and like make up for lost time. And I think he maybe just pushed it a little bit too far. In the end, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he was well under what he needed for that world record mean. But that's just the way that speedcubing goes. You got to manage your expectations, manage your nerves, and he's pretty good at that. But there's obviously still some more room for improvement.
I can't imagine. Like, I've obviously I'm not competitive in any way, except in one event in the seniors. You know, in a very niche part of a niche part of a niche part. That's only where I'm competitive. But then it's even then the stakes are so low, and I can get chopped up into like, okay, I just need to get a good one. I just need to get a good one. You know what I mean? But then like you amplify that by 1,000 times in probably in a world record scenario. And he's just a young kid as well. It's just like the pressure that these guys are under at this level of competing is just like it's so much, and they deal with it so well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit for Cheggins because I mean, I consider myself not too competitive in 3x3 blindfolded in terms of like a world stage. And I think like you might be able to relate where like not every time you compete, like it's not like all eyes are on you and like you're fighting for records or anything like that every single time. Like I feel nervous enough just going into like finals, and you got to think like Cheggins every single round is like, oh, everyone's on world record watch and everything's like that. So he's dealing with that pressure all of the time. Like must be taxing.
Same with like Xuanyi and Yiheng. They must feel that as well. Like they've got cameras up in their face all the time, like every solve. That weight of expectation is so much to deal with. I'm still not convinced that Xuanyi is noticed yet because I've never seen him look nervous. He's always just like, "Ooh, solve a cube, okay. I love solving cubes."
It's a nice mindset to have, isn't it? This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, this is great. So, Lil Max Paris as well with the Scube average and wait, 2.14. I think that's meant to say single 1.84. No, that can't be right. It says here Max Paris.
He got 2 OCR averages in the second round and the finals. Dropped it all the way down to 1.84 average. That was huge.
Wow.
Huge for Max Paris. That is 14th in the world. He brought his world rank down from 52nd in the world before this competition to 14th in the world, tied with Simon Kellen. That was an incredible round to watch back on the live stream. It was just pure dominance.
Yeah, I missed that.
Like, it was absolutely insane.
I missed that.
You'll have to go back and watch it. It was absolutely clinical. Didn't leave a single chance. Like it was he got his worst solve on the first as well. Like he had OCR locked. He had a 2 flat average locked, I think, going into the last solve. and then improved on it again. Like that was for mine. I think that was one of the performances of the championship. I mean, two OCR averages. He's the only guy to get two OCRs this competition, and just absolutely left nothing up to chance.
And in a sprint event like that, to get the OCR at 2:14 and then hack 3/10 off it again, that he must have been
Yeah.
on some kind of like next level grind on the way into this competition.
Oh yeah.
That's absolutely incredible. Scube's quite.
Well,
Sorry, carry on.
no, yeah, he already had the oceanic record before this competition. He beat his own. I've got to check because it was a rebound performance. He, I think, came seventh in the first round with like some kind of mid-3 average or something like that, and then just came all the way back. We got to check. Yeah, 3.48 average he got in the first round. Like came seventh in that round altogether. Like he wouldn't have wanted a performance like that to begin, but then just nutted out two OCR averages after that. Like that was incredible.
Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. That's amazing. And I'm seeing as well Kate Graham, of course, winning 5x5, and landing the female world record. Someone's saying mean
Single and average
5x5 mean, but it's got to be an average. Yeah. 44.6. That's really cool. And I tell you what, she only just got ahead of Ping Hu Huang there as well, of course. But who was the champion for that one? So that's a bit of an embarrassing. Sorry, I'm just going to show this one on screen for everyone at home. So this is the 5x5 final results. Bit of an embarrassing one for Australia. We've got Kate Graham from the US. We've got Ping from Chinese Taipei. We've got Firstian from Indonesia. We've got Yibo from China, and then finally, in fifth, we've got Hayden. Hayden Ung.
It's yeah, the absence of Felix Zemdegs was probably felt a bit harshly in the big cubes, but nonetheless, yeah, Hayden getting 3 national titles this championship was absolutely crazy. 5, 6x6, and 7x7. He deserves probably a lot more than what he's got, but that's just what happens when you're in the same country as Felix, who just like absolutely dominates all of these events. I think in particular that 5x5 finals result, the overall podium, I think that just tells you how blessed we were to have some of these competitors that we did. At the moment, Firstian and Yibo both live in Australia. Firstian's studying in Melbourne for I think the next 3 years or something like that. And Yibo just lives in Brisbane. He's a Queensland local. So a lot of those competitors are sticking around for the long run. It's nice that we can get them to push some of our Australian competitors. But then, yeah, having Kate and Ping Huang as well, it's really, really nice to see those guys just absolutely crushing the big cubes and other events as well.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the national podium for 5x5, and I tell you what, that's pretty competitive up there. There's only like a second in it. So Hayden Ung with the 51.36, then Sora with the 52.0, then Jody with the 52.8. There's not a lot in it at that top end, hey.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I feel a little bit bad for Sora though. Sora, I think this is the first nationals where he's been particularly relevant across the big cubes. I think in 2022, I think he won either a silver or a bronze in Pyraminx. But over the past, like over this calendar year, he's just absolutely been destroying some marks in big cubes. I think he's NR2 at the moment for 5x5 single. I could be getting that wrong. I think he's got a 42-second single or something like that. So
let's have a look. Hold on.
First nationals we've been really really relevant across the big cubes, and was unfortunate probably not to come away with at least one win across those.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now. He's got the 43.04 single. This is on his record anyway. 43.04 single, 49.99 average. That's a beautiful average. Love to see that.
How sick is that?
Love to see that. Someone else saying Joseph Burnett had 47 pace but counted a 1. Where did he end? Oh, he ended up in 10th. Yeah, okay, that's tough. That is tough.
Oh, that is extremely tough. Counting 51. I feel like that kind of slipped under the radar a little bit, I can't lie.
Counting 101. Counting 61. That's tough. Yeah, there it is. 103. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, yeah, he had a 103 as well, so he counted the 101. Yeah, oof.
Oh, counted a 50 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's tough.
50 and a 51. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Joseph Burnett, I feel like, is another name that not many people might have known coming into this championship. He's a Queensland local again. A lot of the Queenslanders really showing up in a big way at their home nationals. But yeah, I think Joseph Burnett is a name not many might have known, and got got really good results across like quite a range of events. I know I think he came fourth in 3x3 blind or something like that, fourth or fifth. Had I think second seed coming into clock finals. Good results in the big cubes. Like he's just kind of crushed it all around. I think not many people knew who he was prior to this.
Yeah, no, that's a really good set of results. I've the website just crapped out for a second there. I'm just looking at the 2x2 podium, and I'm seeing.
Oh, that's a story.
I'm sensing there's a story in there. I'm gonna have to look. I want the expanded view of this one, but the website's playing games with me. Tell me about 2x2.
Yeah, so 2x2. I mean, top of the podium, Feliks Patterson. He's one of the competitors who's done a three-peat across the last three national championships. Sealed it with that one. Feliks Patterson, pretty dominant. I think a lot of people were expecting Roman to do quite well, but I think early on he kind of bottled his average, had some counting times, and left the door open for some of the other competitors. But I think a lot of people already in chat are starting to kind of clock onto it. Yeah, Harry Forbes, third in 2x2. I think that's the main story. And for those of you who might not know Harry Forbes, he's in the chat at the moment probably. So say hi to Harry in chat if you do see him. Third place in 2x2. I think that was probably the main story of the 2x2 round there. A little bit of backstory on Harry Forbes.
Yeah,
he
please.
lives in Whoop Whoop, in the absolute middle of nowhere. Probably he lives like 20 minutes from my house.
Oh, okay.
So we're pretty tight knit. I'm blessed to be pretty good mates with Harry. He goes to 2x2 competitions in Melbourne. And Melbourne, I feel like, is far and away the most saturated region for 2x2ers in Australia, or probably certainly in Oceania, I would say. He's only got 3 bronzes and 1 silver in 2x2. That's including this Nationals. And I feel like if he lived literally anywhere else in the country, he'd have like so many golds and just would be absolutely like, he'd be a much bigger name than he is now if he literally was just anywhere else in the country. And it's a redemption for him as well because he DNF'd round 1 of Oceanics in 2x2. He was on stream for that one, just absolutely heartbroken there.
No.
So it's a real like comeback story for the ages. Coming 3rd place in 2x2 from absolutely nowhere. I think he's got a really nice video on his YouTube channel. If you give that a watch at some point.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'm not sure if I'll go
You've got to
searching.
absolutely check that out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that'd be a good one for stream to watch actually. But yeah, no, I feel like that tells the story really well. Had a heartbreaking Oceanics and then came back Nationals and then comes 3rd place. Don't think he would have expected that. Nobody else really expected that. He was like in shock, just like laying on the floor, getting swarmed by all of his mates and just absolutely sobbing out there. Yeah, it was a really, really good moment.
That's so cool. So yeah,
you watched that. Yeah, you watched the awards ceremony. I think he probably got a bigger cheer for. Like he got the biggest cheer from the audience for literally anything, save for maybe like Feliks winning 3x3. That was yeah.
Oh, that's so good, so good. Oh, good to see Yuki coming in second though. You know, representing sort of New Zealand, sort of. She lives in New Zealand, but she represents China. But
yes,
we're claiming her. Sorry, Yuki, you've been claimed.
Exactly. Yeah, it was really good to see some good rep by the New Zealanders. We had Connor Johnson as well, who did quite well across, I think 2nd overall in Pyraminx.
Oh, was he?
Had a pretty good showing. Yeah, he smacked it out of the park this comp.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. 2nd in Pyra, only lost by 0.01 over Sebastian, who like clutched it. There's so many good finals. There's so many good storylines in these finals. Like I feel like the results page just doesn't tell the full story. I'll have to go back and watch the live streams for most of these. But yeah, that Pyraminx finals was looking in the bin for Sebastian until he just like clutched best possible average to win by 0.01.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, no, I missed I can't remember what's going on. Some dad life nonsense was going on. I couldn't watch like any of the finals really, so I'm coming to this pretty blind. But yeah, dang, Connor, 2nd place. How did I miss that? We watched a bit of it. So I had my Cube Club in Christchurch on the Sunday. So I was watching a bit of the early on stuff. We saw, what did we see? Like 7x7 and Clock or something like that. What happened in Clock actually? Where am I? Where's Clock? We didn't have
Clock was beautiful.
We didn't have Lockie there, unfortunately. We got an NR single in the final. Let's go.
Really, really strong podium. Had I think Kyle Jones with the national record single, then Lachlan Adams Romain, former OCR holder, former national record holder, PR average sub 3. I think he's already had sub 3 before this, but now 2.88 was his average. I haven't got it in front of me.
It was a 275 was the average in the final with a 1.96.
Yeah, and then Lachlan with that 2.88 personal record.
Oh,
and then Amy Smith in 3rd.
Let's
Pretty good redemption for
go.
Amy as well. I think hasn't done very well over the past few majors in clock, but nice to get a third place there. I think that was a personal record average for her as well. I think it's the second. That I believe is world record podium. If you sum up all of the top three results, I think that's world record. I think it beats worlds, provided that the results from Anthony and Brendan don't get
Well,
reinstated. But that's a whole can of worms in itself. That's beyond the scope of this episode of CubeCast in particular.
That's a whole other side quest. Yeah, yeah.
No. So I think we'll gladly take the W there for Osnats. That's the second year in a row as well that we've had world record podium. I think the last year's podium was also world record podium for clock. So Australia, a very, very strong region.
There's going to
For
be
clock as well. Oceania in particular.
Well, I was just saying, Oceanics is going to be, it's going to be hectic, I think, as well. Like, because that's like the Oceanics clock podium is going to be wild. If you've got Lockie there, and he gets to the final. Fingers crossed. touch wood.
Yeah.
After Worlds,
I'm thinking all the storylines. Yeah, you got to get the Lockie Gibson redemption arc.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like a 1.8 average in Oceanics finals.
Yeah, he'll be coming for blood. I reckon that'll be big.
Oh yeah.
A fantastic competition. Really good to see. I'm seeing a few female names in the finals as well, high up in the finals, which I'm loving to see. So you've got who are your female cubers in Australia? You've got Amy, obviously.
Amy is a really strong all rounder. Has really good results in big blinds as well. So big blind, multi, across all the blind events, she absolutely destroys it as well. Was probably unfortunate not to get an oceanic record at Worlds. I think she DNF'd to 316 when OCR was 317. So she would have an OCR. She's already gotten an OCR 4x4 blindfold in mean earlier this year. So there's some really strong names. I think in particular, it was nice also to have Kate Graham as well. Some strong international representation, getting some female world records in. Obviously, we talked about the double 5x5, but I think also she had, by her standards, a subpar 7x7 mean in the final. Still PR 201.55, and that included a 207 as well. So some nice times from Kate as well. I've been absolutely seeing some great times from international representation, female representation. Yeah, great to see.
I love to see that. So there we are. Australian Nationals. Feliks freaking Zemdegs. Would not have called that. Did you have some insight? Did you know that he was in with a shot, or?
Well, I've got to be completely honest here, and I think I said this on the live stream as well. I think after Riley Dexter dropped a 5.92, I think we were just thinking, oh, it's over. Like there's only one guy who could maybe beat that, and that's Feliks if he has a really good day. And then he just did it. He just went and dropped a 5.9. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, can't ever discount Feliks Zemdegs, but in a scenario like that, it's come on. How are you supposed to expect Feliks to knock out a sub-6 just on command like that? And then he just does it. Because he's built different.
Because he's built
it's absolutely
different.
It's absolutely insane. I mean, I've really got nothing else to say about that. I mean, we thought it was over. We thought it was completely over after Riley drops a 5.92. We're like, oh, dude, that's faster than every other nationals win by nearly half a second.
I wonder how that feels for Riley. Kind of getting coming up against your idol in the final. And then getting kind of put back in your place in a way.
You got to feel a bit for Riley. We mentioned it before. He's long overdue. He's a really good all rounder as well. I think he has it's either NR or OCR, possibly both for some of ranks. So he's a really good solver across tons of different events. Has had Pyrrha OCRs back in the day.
We know about Riley Dexter and his Pyramix OCR. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Sorry to bring up old wounds there, but no, reopening old wounds. No, and has had I think across the entirety of his career, he's had 2 wins at an OzNats. He's won OH last year and 4x4 this year. So for someone of his caliber, should have so many more wins at a nationals than he does. And I think 3x3 is just an extension of that. He should have won at least a major in 3x3 ages ago. And it's just been super unlucky that somebody else pops off and comes from the clouds to take a win. So Yeah, and I think also, yeah, James pointing out in chat, like, oh, dude, his performance in States Cup for Victoria won. Oh, he's the only reason Victoria had a sniff at a win.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, I missed
everybody
all of
else is
that.
choking so hard. Everybody else is choking so hard, and then Riley's just dropping like mid fives to anchor the team to a win.
Let's go.
Oh,
Who? So
so unbelievable.
I missed all of the States Cup. You're saying Victoria smashed it?
Well, Victoria didn't exactly smash it. They came away with a bit of a lucky win. This is another. See, I'm telling you got to go back and watch the live stream. You missed out on all of these amazing moments. Finals was New South Wales 1 versus Victoria 1, and New South Wales had two young guns in Caden Ing and Caden Liu, who are I think 13 and 11 years old respectively, or I might have them the wrong way around. But yeah, that absolute young guns coming up from New South Wales had the win comfortably in the bag because I think Lennon Hughes and Felix kind of choked it a little bit in the finals for Victoria. But then I think it was Caden Liu. I'm pretty sure it was Caden Liu. DNF the solve on the last one, had like a 6.2 or something like that, and just stopped the time really. DNF the solve and like gave Victoria a free win. They would have won by like 3 seconds or something like that.
Ugh.
Sorry for spoilers if you're intending on going back and watching that. But
No, well, I'm just looking right. I'm getting off script here a second. I'm getting into the weeds. But who's running the Speedcubing Australia YouTube channel?
that's a great question. I think that's a Mitchell Anderson domain. Need to get some highlights up there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I've been watching the stream back over the past few days, and I've been taking down timestamps. Going to say, hey guys, get onto this.
Well, listen, if this you can pass this on, but if he wants any help in getting clips organized, I'm down for that. I'll be more than happy to help out because I'd love to.
Yeah.
That's how you get it spread. You know what I mean? You've got to be time stamping and you've got to be clipping, and that's how we grow the sport. You know what I mean? You make it accessible. You get those stories out there. Those stories are all sitting there. We just got to snip, 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 publish lots of videos, get them spread around.
To be discovered.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to do it. Hey, Michael Tripodi, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate your time. Any shout outs or anything else you want to add before you head off?
No, look, nothing in particular, but huge shout out to the live stream team. They've smacked it out of the park this year. I think we're really reaching a point where we're kind of getting an expectation of what our live streams can be. It's a perfect balance of bit of goofiness on stream and locking in for the serious moments. So no, amazing job by the live stream team. Commentators have absolutely smacked it out of the park. I think looking forward to the next one already. And also, I would like to give a shout out to yourself, Mike. I don't even think that we've had the pleasure of chatting before, but
I don't think so. Hey,
it's been lovely to have you on. Lovely to be on your show.
We've kind of talked on Instagram just every now and then. There'll be some story or something like that, but that's about it. No, I appreciate it. Just yeah, just trying to up the yaps, just trying to get up the yap levels in speedcubing content. That's all we're about, and I'm pleased to see that other people are doing that as well. Like. Again, shout out to Clicky Studios, speedcubing.tv, the Millisecond, of course, the newest part of speedcubing.tv. I'm really enjoying the kind of long form renaissance I think we're seeing in speedcubing, and just the kind of like people talking about it in a different way and just engaging with it a different way. And yeah, if you can find out who runs the YouTube channel, if they want some help clipping, I'm down to help with that for sure. So pass that on. But anyway,
really
yeah,
good word for you.
I'm gonna crack on because there's so much to catch up on after the holidays. I'm gonna go watch this Harry Forbes video first of all. I would keep you on to do that with me, but I do not have the technology for you to actually see what's going on yet. But we'll see how we go. So thank you so much. I'm basically gonna hang up on you now, Michael, and that'll be that. But yeah, do hang around in the chat and if you can, and we'll see you around there. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Take care.
You got it. Peace and love.
Thank you so much. See you later. Michael Tripodi, everyone. What a gentleman. What fun. Right.